Blighty Boxing in association with Frank Warren and Queensberry Promotions. Now we're here with Josh Frankham, who is now a Frank Warren fighter. How'd that go?
Yeah, all good. Signed a contract last week. Just waiting for an announcement now. Should have been making my debut in 3 weeks' time. That's not gone to plan, but what can you do?
I must admit, when we first thought about coming down to see you, I was thinking, bubbly, you've got that massive card, the Dubois Joyce card, April 11 for your debut. It wasn't going to get any bigger or better than that. And obviously, yesterday afternoon, we got the news, but it's been pushed back. But there is another date, and obviously none of us know what's going to happen, but you've got another date to target.
Well, July the 11th, I believe. Just keep chipping away in the gym every day. What more can you do? You can't do much. Unless they put us under quarantine, and then you're buggered then, but no, you can't really do much out of our hands, so just learn every day and train. That's all you can do.
I think with these things you've got to be a little bit philosophical, haven't you? It's nobody's fault, nobody can do anything about it. All we can do is follow guidelines from above.
That's it, that's all you can do. It's out of our hands, so until they say we're fine, then I can look forward to it, but until then, just keep training away and learning, and what more can you do?
Are you still excited about it, or have you had to sort of park it at the back of your mind now?
Well, I was buzzing, to be honest. Weight was perfect, sparring was just getting right, timing coming back, everything looking good, and then that happens, and sort of, I don't know how to put it, well, I'm gutted, to be honest. So what more can you do? Can't do a lot about it. So now go and have a couple of pizzas this week. Back on the diet next week, back training, just ticking over.
Because you would have been on a massive high, because not only you have your debut to look forward to, you were just back from what sounded like the most amazing experience going over in Vegas. You went over for 5 days to see Tyson in his big fight against Wilder. Just talk us through that experience a little bit. It must have been incredible. Unbelievable.
I wasn't going to go. Obviously, because we had the agreement the week before that I was going to be on the fight, and how could I not go? He's a good mate of mine, well, cousin, so could not miss it. Got out there. I knew he'd win, but I didn't. Listen, no one expected him to do what he'd done. I knew he'd win, but I didn't expect him to do what he'd done. And we was all shocked. And listen, he's the best in the world. We've always believed in him. So
you told me you teared up a little bit when the end.
A little bit, yeah. Me and my brother ringside teared up. Couldn't help it. I think it got to everyone in the end. Everyone was feeling a bit emotional ringside. You couldn't not. The man's been through a lot the last 2 years, and seeing what he's been through, I was there in the beginning, back in Marbella when he was, I believe he was 20 odd stone.
And 28 probably.
28 stone. And seeing what he'd come through then to now, that's why I was so happy, because I knew he could do it.
It's got to be the most sort of incredible sporting comeback of almost all time, as far as I can remember. I can't think of a bigger one, from such a depth to such a high, and to do it in the way he's done it. He's been very open and he's shared everything. He sort of said, look, it can happen to me, it can happen to you, and he's got people talking about things. So I mean, the gravity of, or magnitude of what he's done, I don't think it can be surpassed. Agree with that?
To be honest, I think it's the best comeback of all time. Like you just said, I can't think of another sporting comeback or any sort of thing like that. So I think it's the best comeback of all time. Especially when he does Joshua next year, then people will be raving even more.
What was Vegas like fight week? Did you go to all the events, the weigh-ins, the media days, that sort of thing?
Well, the weigh-in was, I think they was queuing. The weigh-in he weighed in at 4 o'clock, Las Vegas time obviously, and they was queuing from 12 o'clock. So you can imagine the people, what was there, and the atmosphere. And I think probably 10% of it was Deontay Wilder fans, and the rest was Tyson. So that was an amazing experience too.
That says a lot about how he has crossed over, doesn't it? In terms of all the number of Brits that were over there, probably even who didn't have tickets. It just shows the amount of people who now relate to him and have got that sort of huge admiration for what he's doing.
Well, the last person I could think of who took that many Brits to Las Vegas was Ricky Hatton. And he was the last person I can really think of who took that many over. And I think I heard a number, it was 20,000. I don't know how true it was, but there seemed like there was a lot. So that for Tyson was, considering 2 years ago a lot of people wasn't on his side, didn't believe in him at all. Or 3 years ago, say. So it's good. It's good they're all on his side now and they're seeing the real Tyson.
I think that's key to it, isn't it? I don't think people were seeing the real Tyson back then. He's admitted himself, but he felt he had to play the bad guy almost. And it's nice that people are now sort of seeing him for what he is, and he's not pretending to be something he isn't.
There you go. Exactly. With this new, I think it's the ITV programme, people are starting to watch it and they're saying, oh, him in Paris like that, is that what they're like? But it's just, that's how they are. It's just they're down to earth. Money's never going to change them. And I think that's how they are. They're just normal people.
And you got to spend a little bit of time with his belts the night after or the day after, is that correct?
That was like giving me £1,000. Went there the next day, went into his room. A few of the boys was on the beer with him. Joseph Parker come up. Just having a little party, having a little chat. Got hold of his belts and that was a good day, very good day.
Which one did you grab hold of more, the WBC or the ring?
We were swapping them. It was like having little babies. Right, you have hold of that one now. Go on, I'll have the WBC now. We're switching. They're both, listen, amazing to have any one of the belts, but to have them two, the Ringside Magazine belt and the WBC, is just, in my eyes, I think they're the best two. So he's got them now.
For a soon-to-be professional boxer, inspiration can't be in short supply now. I bet you almost can't wait to burst off the leash.
I couldn't wait to get back in the gym. Well, I was training out there anyway, but couldn't wait to get back home and get in the gym. That's just given me more inspiration than ever. It's given me more belief now. You know, not anyone could do it, but if you have a good go of it, maybe you can be a champion one day.
Now, you went to see Frank before you went to Las Vegas, and Tyson took the time out to send him a text to give him a little nudge on your behalf, I understand.
Yeah, I have to thank him very much for that. He gave Frank a little text. Frank said, when we get on there, I've been directed to look after you from a certain someone, which was Tyson, so I can't thank him enough for that. And hopefully now just Frank gives me the opportunities and I'll provide, what's the word?
Deliver, that's
it. He provides, I deliver, so yeah.
Josh, can't wait to see it. Wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you very soon.